remains in control and he remains the man to make special things happen at Manchester United. Hey guys, welcome back from Fabrizio Romano, as always together to discuss about the transfer market. Today we focus on our Secrets and Insights episode on Manchester United. What's going on at Man United? This beginning of the season was not the best one, so what's the feeling about the managers, some transfer opportunity, the situation of Jadon Sancho, Anthony, the takeover. Let's jump into it together. And so guys, not an easy beginning of the season for Manchester United. Complicated, really complicated in terms of numbers, in terms of some performances, also unlucky in some moments, also unlucky with the injuries, it's fair to say that. But what's the situation around the club? First of all, what I wanted to say is that as there is a lot of criticism around Erik ten Hag, the feeling around the manager is absolutely solid. So Erik ten Hag is taking care of Manchester United players in the best way possible. He has a very good relationship with the squad, apart from some cases, and we will touch, of course, on the situation of Jadon Sancho, but Erik ten Hag is taking care of that, and the feeling of those close to Manchester United is that the problem is not the manager at all, and not even some of the players. There was some criticism about the transfer market, but the reality is that, okay, maybe it was not the most exciting transfer window for Man United, but they were very happy, including Erik ten Hag, with some of the signings completed this summer, with the main part of the signings completed this summer. So Man United got what they wanted, but the feeling is that the problems are two. The first one is about all these cases around the club, and so what's happening with Anthony, what happened with Mason Greenwood, what's going on also with the situation of Jadon Sancho. So too many cases around the club. Also the injuries not helping, because many players are injured or not available, crucial players for the project like Mason Mount, who was signed this summer, and many others, but also the takeover. This is creating some issues in terms of the daily job, because what's going on around the takeover, guys? We know that in February, in March, in April, in May, the feeling in the press and everywhere was that the takeover was really close, was just a matter of time, so before the summer transfer window, but it didn't happen. And now no one from the two parties, including Ineos and including Sheikh Yassim, wants to comment about that, because the situation is getting really slow. So they were expecting to have progress February, March, April, and we are still at the same point. So all the parties believe that things are still happening behind the scenes for the takeover of Manchester United, but they don't want to comment in public at the moment, because the feeling is that with the Glazers, the process is very slow and also complicated. So the takeover is creating an issue to the squad. In which terms? Guys, it's obvious that for players, for coaching staff, for all the people involved into the club, to know that there is this big story about the takeover every single day at the club, and then nothing is happening, is creating an issue. You are not working in a normal way. You have always this message coming from the media about the takeover, which could create a problem to the club. So this for sure is a point. Then the injuries, they have to resolve something about that, and then the internal situation. For Mason Greenwood, the decision was to accept a loan deal to Getafe, but formally the player will be back at the club in 2024, because there is no buy option included in the deal with Getafe. Then the situation of Anthony, a complicated one. Manchester United know that the player is insisting on his position, absolutely denying all the accusations coming from Brazil, but at the same time, Man United decided to wait for this investigation, for this process around the Anthony story, and then to make a final decision on his position. But he's not with the squad, and this is an issue for a player they paid big amount of money just 1 year ago. So they are waiting to resolve this Anthony situation as soon as possible, because he's still considered a key player to Erik ten Hag. And then Jadon Sancho. For Jadon Sancho, the situation is very tense. It's not just with Erik ten Hag, but also with part of the coaching staff. They had different expectations about Jadon Sancho. It's about the attitude, it's about the performances, it's about how he's training. So they wanted to see something completely different, and they were not happy at all with his public answer after Erik ten Hag's statements after the Arsenal game. So the situation is tense on Sancho's side, and we also have to respect the player side. he believes that he's training at best level and that probably some of these famous rules at Manchester United are applied in different way for different players. And so Sancho feels like, okay, it's always on me, but with some other players it's not always the same. And he insists that he's fighting for the badge and is doing his best for Man United. So let's see how they will resolve this situation. We had rumors about free agents, but at the moment Man United are not going for El Ghazi, Idrissi or any other free agent. They want to protect the players they have. They want to trust players like Facundo Pellistri, Alejandro Garnacho and all the other quality youngsters they have at the club, and then in January to assess the situation based on what happens with Jadon Sancho. But for Sancho to return into the squad is crucial for him to speak to Erik ten Hag and the coaching staff, to apologize and to restart this story together, waiting to see when and if that will happen. So Jadon Sancho case is one more which is creating some confusion around the squad, and so it's crucial to be resolved for Manchester United as soon as possible. The position of Erik ten Hag, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, is very solid. Ten Hag is doing his best for Manchester United. Ten Hag remains 100% committed to Manchester United project, so he's not changing his mind. He feels that Man United have been really unlucky in the opening games of this Premier League season. Now there is Champions League, so Erik ten Hag is back in the squad, he's protecting the squad, and he wants to keep going with his Manchester United team. He believes that the team is very good, that they can do important things this season. They can keep going after a very good first season for Erik ten Hag as new manager. So he remains in control and he remains the man to make special things happen at Manchester United. They supported him from the Glazers by trusting him on the market, so signing players he wanted, like Rasmus Højlund, also Sofian Amrabat and many others. They were signings wanted by Erik ten Hag. So that was a crucial part of the story, and Ten Hag remains 100% focused on Manchester United's project despite all the problems they are having on and off the pitch. So the feeling is that they need time, they need to resolve the internal issues, but also that Erik ten Hag remains the man to make things happen. In this moment, Man United face is Erik ten Hag as a manager, almost as a director, because he's putting his face and always explaining what's going on at the club, and no one is doing that. From the owners or also from the board, no direct messages about transfers, about the strategy. Is always Erik ten Hag. So you can see how crucial he is, and he keeps going on this position. And then, in terms of transfers, I wanted to reveal you something. In the summer, Man United considered also Xavi Simons as an option. They had some calls. Erik ten Hag was really keen on bringing Xavi Simons to Manchester United, but then Paris Saint-Germain triggered the buyback clause they had in the contract with PSV Eindhoven, 6 million euros, incredible, for Xavi Simons, and then they decided against selling the player, but just sending him on loan to Leipzig. But in case the player was going to stay at PSV Eindhoven and deciding against the buyback clause for PSG, Man United were in pole position to bring Xavi Simons to Old Trafford this summer. Then, for that buyback clause, the player position was crucial. So was Xavi Simons to say, yes, okay, I'm coming back to PSG, or not, I'm not coming back, I'm staying at PSV or joining another club. In that case, in the second option, Man United were the big favorites. But Xavi Simons, at the end, accepted PSG project, PSG plan for the future, and so this is one of the regrets of the summer for Man United. But again, they're very happy with the transfer window they had. And so guys, let me know your thoughts on Manchester United general situation. I wait as always for you here in the comments. Remember to like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon with Fabrizio. Ciao!